How I'm supporting my team and colleagues who are experiencing the menopause really is, I think, starting from myself as a manager, it's educating myself as a male, but also as a manager. What is the menopause? What does it look like? What are the effects, the impacts? I didn't really know too much about it until a couple of years ago. So I read about it, I researched it, I understood the sort of symptoms and what the process looks like. I didn't realize it lasted so long. I didn't realize they were so significant. So educate myself, and then in terms of talking to teams about what people could be going through, not directly, but maybe in team meetings, explaining that, you know, some people are going through the menopause, as you would any kind of situation which impacts on the staff and staff well-being, really. I think there was initial surprise when you bring up the subject of menopause, like any new subject. But I'm so unfortunate that I'm a social worker, so I'm used to having difficult conversations, and I work in an environment where there are other practitioners from health and social care backgrounds. So those conversations, although not necessarily personal, we're used to having those sort of conversations. I think when I've taken it to different settings, there is some surprise, and I think there is like, oh gosh, do we have to talk about that? Is that important? And I've said, look, we've got to talk about this because of these situations. We need to be aware of it. We need to be aware of it as managers. And what I did was I shared that policy with my colleagues and the wider management team in terms of having those conversations in their teams and their team meetings. And I think awareness of the policy, because not everyone was aware of the policy. I wasn't aware until it was broached and I had to look it up. I thought, oh gosh, there's actual policy about the menopause. I didn't realize. This is a couple of years ago now. But I think there's a long way to go still. I think it's still about raising awareness and breaking down the stigma and sort of stereotypes of the menopause.